Welcome to Zagreb, this beautiful capital of the soon Eurozone member and Schengen member Croatia. I'm very happy here to be in front of the building, the headquarters of the main center right-wing party, the HDZ. And I will now a bit evaluate, of course congratulate first of all, because it's a big achievement to join Schengen and the Eurozone. Of course, Croatia is of course a NATO member and EU member since 10 years. And a lot has been achieved. And I congratulate also because most of the time this party, it was the independence movement, it was the country, the party running this country during the independence war and winning independence, NATO membership, the EU and also then Schengen and now also the Eurozone. So that's all pretty fine and one has to congratulate, it's really important. But not everything is perfect, unfortunately. And the whole center-right wing, unfortunately in Europe and also in Croatia, has serious issues. And I was warning and already advocating to address them 15 years ago when I was still working as SME Secretary General of the EPP. And I was very heavily involved in all these debates. And nobody listened to me, it seems. Yeah? And now we have the mess. Yeah? So I want to make it very clear step by step. First of all, support Ukraine more. How come that Croatia is not in the training mission? Austria and Hungary as well. What do you want to do? Some kind of monarchy, kind of neutral monarchy here? It's very important to go into the support of Ukraine much clearer. Of course, the HDZ has done that. Others, like the Austrian People's Party, not so much. Yeah? And Orban is anyhow already excluded and he is crazy. But you see, even, Meloni, she has been very good now for Ukraine. I mean, it is ultimately a question not of ideology, but of character and of normality. Just be normal and support Ukraine because they are fighting. They are the shield of Europe and they are totally unfairly attacked by this brutal bully Russia. Secondly, we have to embargo, I call complete end of all trade with Russia. It's a hostile nation now. They were since 2014 and by the way longer already because you might remember it was the Soviet Union. And so that's the fact and the Russians have bought a lot of politicians. I hope nobody from HDZ took money from Russia and I hope there are no secret deals behind the scene. But this is very important. We have to embargo Russia. Then we have to open the European trading system towards America and to Mercosur. I hope that here Croatia will be on the free trading side like the Northern Europeans. Here in Croatia a lot of ideological ballast from Germany and from Austria were dropped in economic terms. And I told you already in 2005 when I was here, cut the taxes. Now Meloni is doing the taxes for 15, the flat tax. And Croatia is still messing about with 35% or whatever income taxes. It's completely messy. And now with the euro, of course, there will be more competition. Of course, there will be more investment. But it's absolutely time now to go full into a serious center-right-wing policy. That means the tax is flat. Progressive taxation is from the left. It's a Marxist tool to create equality in the outcome. No. You must go full in and 15% flat tax is the right policy as well for Croatia. Absolutely. That's very important. Then let's continue with regional policy. Croatia has absented itself a bit from the situation in the Balkans to my best knowledge and is doing this tribal policy which I have many times criticized in Bosnia. Again, the new government with Dodik, supported by Croatia and by the Croatian minority. This is all totally wrong. You shouldn't build bridges with Serbia and with the Serbs in Bosnia and work with Russia behind our back. Yeah? No, the Bosnians need to be in NATO as a state as it is, and in the euro. And you now with the euro in Croatia, you can easily euroize Bosnia as well. And they have the convertible markets very easy to do. And it makes a big difference if they have the euro already. And then Bosnia should recognize Kosovo. You can help here as well. And if you have already a government with Dodik, and NATO and the euro, and then EU membership. and no third entity in Bosnia. No big constitutional reform before NATO membership. This is all not useful. This kind of tribal policy, only the Croatians count in Bosnia, this is absolutely nonsensical. The next thing, also, this city needs a big museum for Franjo Tuđman. You know, it's not good to continue the bad policy of Franjo Tuđman, like the messing up Bosnia, while you don't honor him as the founder of the state with a museum. I go through the city, I ask, where is the museum for Franjo Tuđman, and there is none. How come? I mean, this is really outrageous. Of course he didn't do everything right. Of course he did many things wrong. Of course he did a lot of things very, very good. He created the state, he won the war, he defeated the Serbs. Yeah? He has also defeated the Serbs with American help in Bosnia. So let's make it very clear. That must be a museum, which is of course historically correct. Yeah? Show as well the mistakes. Yeah? Show as well how he assessed things wrongly. Yeah? Okay. You know, in a museum for personality and for the independence of this country, of course the whole history must be put correct. Ask an American professor to make it accurately, and there will be a lot of controversies. Yes, fine, but you need a museum in his name. I mean, to my best knowledge, he has been instrumental from 1990, from the moment Milosevic stole all the money from the Central Bank of Yugoslavia to the decapitation strike in 1991 and the 7th of October, to all this until he died in 2000. Yeah? He was instrumental for creating the state, and now you don't honor him. I will go to his monument now in a moment and show you this. But this is really also very important, I think so, absolutely. But don't honor him, dishonor him by continuing his mixed and complicated Bosnian policy legacy. That's a big mistake. Here there must be decency, and Croatia must be decent. You have to work against Serbia because they are not reformed. They are still with Russia. Be the leader in that one, and don't build somehow appeasement strategy copied from whatever Western appeasers towards Serbia there are. No, the policy is very clear. Kosovo and Bosnia NATO, all 5 countries into the EU, Serbia isolated. It's logical, and it's the only decent way to do it. Yes. And then obviously also to privatize some things here and to liberalize. There's still a lot to do. And also to build a high-speed train network from Vienna to Zagreb. That is good. The Belgrade is now doing one to Budapest. Of course with the Chinese, okay, but you know, where is the Zagreb-Vienna competition line? Where is the Zagreb-Dubrovnik line? Sorry. You know, of course we need a train connection towards Albania and Greece, Montenegro, bypassing Serbia along the Croatian coastline. A highway, congratulations, it's not even ready for Dubrovnik. Yeah? Senada, I remember very well, he promised in 2006 that it will be ready 2012, and we are now 23 soon. Yeah, but we need a train. Train is very important. In Albania there are a lot of resources. They have to reach the Central European market. It's very good for your country. It's also very good. You can build part of it on the Bosnian territory. It's of course much better. There must be a cooperation. That's why also Bosnia must be in NATO to not to build the train as well on the islands and all these things. Yeah, no, via Trebinje, obviously. Like actually, even the emperor could do that. Yeah. And we are not capable of that. It's very annoying for me. Yeah, these are some of the considerations. Taxes, the open labor market. I call as well Croatia to, you complain that you don't have enough people because many leave. So why are you not opening the labor market fully to the rest of the Balkans and to Ukraine? And all EU candidate countries should have an open labor market. That would be very decent. And also sell your state assets to the European Union and reduce your debt level, and let's of course invest heavily in infrastructure with the revenues. And I think that's a much better policy for the coming decade, because it will be the most successful one if we do everything right in terms of infrastructure, in terms of regional policy, and of course we can achieve a lot. And by the way, thanks for all this support with the Krk LNG terminal. Of course, this must be extended and much bigger, because we will totally decouple and separate us from Russia with Croatian help. And I want to thank you for that one as well. And thanks as well that you insisted on Karl Nehammer to give you this Schengen access. And please don't work so closely with him, because he will soon fall, because he is deeply embedded with the Russians and with Orban. And all this one, you want to distance yourself completely, because nobody wants to be close with the Russians when Putin falls, because they will be in many, many little new states, and you really don't want to be part of the mess over there. So please, if anybody has taken money in Croatia from the Russians, be very careful. Don't do it again, and make sure you hide all your traces, because it will be a lot of investigations who is on the Russian side and who is a traitor and who not. And I hope you're not on the wrong side. Good. So I'm optimistic for the future. It will be the best years for Croatia ahead, but I hope there will be clear Western integration continued, but also support for Kosovo and Bosnia in the NATO accession, in the EU accession, and of course also for Albania, Montenegro, and for North Macedonia to be very fast in the European Union. It's time also to give something back. You got a lot of support in the independence war, and you should do the same for Ukraine, and you should also help now with the integration of the NATO allies into the EU. I think that's the moral, historical obligation. And now with Austria being run by pro-Russians, it's up to Croatia to put a good pro-European, pro-American Balkan politics in reality. You are now a member of the European Union and of NATO. You have a powerful voice. Use it with reason and use it with decency for the support of our values. And that's my wish here to the HDZ. Thanks a lot. More to come from Pax Europiana in the coming days. Bye.